All right, guys, let's stop pretending every barber is winning out here. Because behind the scenes, most are actually stuck in the same loop, cutting from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., 5 to 6 days a week, having no free time to do anything, let alone what they actually want. And when the month ends, they're still wondering, where did all the money go? Doesn't matter how packed their schedule is, they're still broke, still burnt out, and still waiting for something to change. That's the before the freedom automation, before the structure, before the systems, before content that actually converts, before clients started finding them instead of them chasing the fades, before they had any control over the schedule, their income, or even their brand. I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about my own life, my clients' lives, the real difference between barbers who work for freedom and barbers still trapped in the hustle. This is the line that separates barbers still guessing from the barbers who are building. If you're already aware of the freedom automation, then this video isn't even here to sell you. It's here to show you the reality of what life could look like if you could make this shift and what it's going to look like if you don't. So let's just break it down. Let's talk about the two versions of the same talented barber, the same clippers, the same skill, the same ambition. One of them has systems, the other one doesn't. One never learns the business side, never builds a brand, never creates demand. He's at the mercy of the walk-ins in his shop and maybe some inconsistent referrals. He thinks that maybe if he posts more often, his problem will just get solved. But all that does is just add stress because he's burning himself out, spending time on content that doesn't even move the needle. He posts every now and then, maybe tries reels even, maybe even gets a few thousand views, maybe even goes viral once, and just doesn't know why. He sees the likes and they feel good, but they didn't bring any new clients. They didn't pay his rent, and over time, he starts posting less. Because what's the point of putting all this work in if it does not actually even bring clients? He wakes up every day relying on word of mouth. Yeah, maybe even has some great weeks. Some are dead, but it creates this anxiety. The anxiety that bleeds into everything else. How he shows up, how he prices himself, how he speaks to clients. He fears raising his prices because he feels like he's not booked enough to even justify it. So he stays in the cycle. He'll say, I'll raise my prices once I'm more consistent. But the truth is that consistency never comes because there's no engine, there's no system. He just has to put in more hours, do more cuts, and stay at the same income, same stress. Every month starts again at zero. Every day feels like survival. He's what I like to call an OG barber. Meanwhile, the other version of him, he learned how to build a brand that speaks for him, that makes people feel something before they even sit in the chair, that turns strangers into clients before he even replies to the DM. He knows his ideal client. He's not trying to cut for everyone. He's targeting a specific type of client with a specific vibe. His page isn't random, it's designed, it's intentional. Every single post, every story, every video points the customer in the same direction. His videos aren't just haircuts, they're stories. They showcase how the client felt before and how they felt after, and exactly what the experience was like. He understands that emotion converts better than technique. He knows exactly what to shoot, how to shoot it, when to post it, exactly what caption he needs to use. And the best part of it all, he doesn't have to spend a single hour doing any of this. He doesn't waste time trying to learn Adobe Premiere or even CapCut. He uploads the raw clips to our system. We will handle the edits, the transitions, the optimization, the publishing. He uploads, we edit. The video gets posted, people DM him, and new clients get booked in. He doesn't beg for clients. Clients chase him, and they don't negotiate price. They know exactly what they're walking into. A premium brand, a premium cut, premium experience. He sets his schedule, he works fewer days, charges $100 plus per cut, is booked out, and has clients even driving hours from different cities to come sit in his chair. His brand creates trust, his content creates demand, and his system creates consistency. He's not just cutting anymore, he's scaling. That's the after he becomes a freedom barber. But this transformation isn't just about income. It's about identity. Because when you're constantly grinding and still feel broke, it messes with your confidence. You start questioning your skill, wondering if you missed the boat, watching others win and thinking, what do they know that I don't? But when you start seeing the clients reach out, when you raise your price and nobody blinks, when your videos do numbers, when you get noticed, when people say, bro, your content's fire, or I've been wanting to book with you for months, everything shifts. You start walking different, thinking different, acting different. You go from barber to brand, from operator to entrepreneur, from the guy who just cuts hair to the guy in your city. That's what the freedom automation delivers. Not just content, not just coaching, but a new identity. Now let's make it real, because I want this to click for you, not just mentally, but emotionally. The OG barber wakes up, checks his phone, no new bookings, no DMs, maybe a few likes on his last post, no new money today, and the anxiety creeps in. He checks his calendar, a few gaps, a few holes he just hopes gets filled. The Freedom Barber wakes up, sees the DM, yo, I saw your vid. You got any spots for this week? His booking app has 3 new clients from content he posted overnight while he slept. On his way to work, he grabs a smoothie, checks his daily performance tracker, plans his day, fully intentional and in control. The OG barber spends his morning figuring out what to post. Maybe records a cut, but the lighting is off. Doesn't edit it because it just feels overwhelming. Deletes it and thinks, maybe tomorrow. The Freedom Barber just uploads all his raw footage to Google Drive. Our team handles the rest. We edit it, optimize it for him, and even schedule it for him. And he's on to the next thing. Thinking about scaling his business, thinking about improving his service as a barber, not having to worry about any of that extra stuff. The OG barber finishes his day drained. He cut 12 heads, made $400, and has no time for anything else. His girl's mad, his back hurts, and his mind's racing. The Freedom Barber cut 5 heads, made a light $500, hit the gym, had dinner with his family, and still gained followers from that day's content. He sleeps peacefully, and tomorrow is already booked up. Same skill, different system. This is what we mean when we say freedom. The difference isn't the talent. The difference is in moving smarter. Our clients have stopped hustling for attention. They earn it. They scale without guessing. They build a brand that works even when they don't. So here's the real question. If you already know what we do and you're still on the fence, ask yourself this. How many more months are you willing to stay where you are? How many more times are you going to hope your next post blows up? How much longer are you going to be able to cut 10 heads a day and still feel stuck? The gap between where you are now and where you want to be isn't time. It's a decision. This system works for new barbers, for shy barbers, for barbers with 500 followers, or even 50,000 followers. The only question is whether you're done doing it the hard way. So if you're tired of the hustle, if you're done trying to figure this out alone, if you're ready to finally live the after, the Freedom Automation was built for you. And we're ready when you are. If you've made it this far, go to my Instagram down below and DM me FDB. I'll personally reach out to you and see how we could help you get started with the Freedom Automation. Thank you guys again. And as always, brick by brick.